Ladies and gentlemen, hello once again. I am Nevin from Nev's Tech Bits, and today we're going to be doing a bit of a teardown, a little bit of a history, and a look into the Xbox 360. Now, to start with, Xbox 360 was made in 2005 with a lot of fanfare. Of course, it normally has a plate in the front. I don't have that at the moment, but I'm sure you can use your imagination. I was very happy to find out the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 started using HDMI. It's like, come on, people, you should have gotten to that a long time ago. And I was very excited to see USB and network cable on there. So let's see, we got this part popped up, we got this part popped up. You'll have to excuse me, I will not be using, I'll not be giving any mercy or showing any quarter. If you've ever had one of these systems, you might be able to appreciate why. Anyways, released 2005. Everybody wanted one. The prices were through the roof at release date. Everybody wanted one. Not everyone could get one. My buddy got one right out the gate. I think he paid like 350, maybe 400, maybe 500. He might sell it on eBay, but then he fell in love with it. I think the game that he primarily fell in love with was Fable. No, that must have been the regular Xbox. Anyways, I forget what game he was playing, but he fell in love with it. Every time I went over there, he was always playing it. 2005, and unfortunately it would later turn out that 1/3 of the systems that were released on release date, two-thirds of the system released on release date ended up being big failures because of the way they manufactured it. They were really cheap. Microsoft was really cheap. They wanted to save as much money as they could. Of course they did. They're Microsoft. I know I'm doing this completely wrong, but I really don't care. They screwed up a whole bunch of things in the internals, and in my opinion, they never quite 100% fixed them. Man, I really need to get a Torx screwdriver set. Anyways, never really properly fixed it. And because of this, they extended the warranty, and everybody got to send their systems in. On the downside of that, they couldn't figure out where I lived, because in the small town that I live in, eventually the three small towns around us, I guess everyone figured out that they wouldn't be growing anymore, and they got to downsize, so they'll kind of suck everything together and do more with less. And the town became a tri-town. Because of that, Microsoft cannot find my address anywhere. I was just lucky. The only reason that they could send me my casket, and the casket was a box that you'd send your unit back, and the only reason they could find my address was because I had ordered something from them previously. I had ordered a 30 gigabyte hard drive with a 3-month Xbox Live card for like $50 or something like that. My friend told me about that. So because of that, the third party software or hardware support people could say, yeah, okay, this is the address, it's confirmed. Away you go, no problem. So I got my casket, yippee, just because I bought something from them earlier. So that debacle was a huge pain in the butt. Honestly, I do blame Microsoft for quite a bit of the issues because they did design the system. They designed it poorly. Now, you're definitely not supposed to be playing with your systems on the carpet, so if there were quite a few people who ended up having a lot of problems because of that, don't ever play your system on the carpet, people. If you love your systems, don't ever do it. It'll come back to bite you. Anywho, me and my buddies got together and we played Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare was a big game, and later on we got into Battlefield. Modern Warfare 2 came out. Yippee skippy, we were so happy. Modern Warfare 3 was coming out, and that literally destroyed my crew. My crew was destroyed by Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3 was so horrible, I'm sure some of you no-scopers would think it was awesome, but it wasn't. You no-scopers, you quick scopers, you destroyed the game, guys. If you're out there, you destroyed it. There was one mission on that Modern Warfare 3 where we were on a ship, and at one end of the ship there was a ramp that snipers like to snipe from. I like to use the riot shield. I did have some really talented friends, and I ended up making use of that game by using the riot shield and using it really well. But there was a thing for the quick scopers that there was an auto aim that as long as someone was close to your crosshairs when you aim in, once you scope in all the way, you will be right on their head pretty much. And if you shoot them, you will kill them outright. People are spamming this and getting all kinds of kills. But I'm telling you, man, it was definitely totally broken. I pretty much quit the game one day when on the map I was just talking about. There was a sniper on that ramp, and I knew he was there. I had my riot shield. I was facing him. Now I was running diagonally and not directly towards him. I didn't have my riot shield directly up, scoped in kind of thing, but it should have blocked the shot, but no, the shot went right through. It got me. Stuff like that. Horrible video games, guys. You can't blame Microsoft for that, though. It's not their fault. That one wasn't their fault. But because of that, my whole crew split up, and some of us went to Battlefield, and we never got together again. I blame you. Life is so hard. Oh, man. These 7th generation systems are always such a pain in the butt to take apart. Look at the way this thing's put together like it's frickin' Fort Knox. I've never had to fight to get into a system as much as you have to fight to get into an Xbox 360. These suckers, I tell you, man, all kinds of screws. I don't see why. Yeah, so anyways, overheating problems. Lots of overheating problems. And a lot of people screwed up by getting a fan attachment that connected directly to the power. The power right here. You'd have to plug into the power. So you'd plug your power into the fan would be connected to the system, but it turns out that that fan actually messed things up quite a bit because it was drawing power from the power brick. I think what the fan manufacturers were thinking is that because you had USB drives on here that were pulling power, if you had that fan at the back, it would pull about the same amount of power, but if you've ever destroyed a USB port with a USB fan, you'll know that fans take a lot of energy. So that sucked. A lot of people lost their systems just because they had that one particular kind of heat fan on the back. And what was really funny is EB Games kept selling them even long after it was well known that those were the ones that screwed things up. So if you wanted to get a fan for your system, you had to get a fan with a separate power supply. Problems with all fans, you turn them on long enough, these little cheap ones, they go to hell real quick. So then you got a rattling problem. Anyways, another problem you had with them, I got one of the good ones, and then I found out that if you forget to turn it on, it can be bad for your system. Oh, this one's going to fight me, I know it is. But yeah, I had an overheating issue because I had the fan strapped on but not plugged in. What's going on here? I've done this before. There we go, through the magic television. I magically took that sucker off real quick. Honestly, I'm not exactly sure where my regular Torx screwdrivers are, so I'm using my security Torx bits to get this stuff off. Security Torx, of course, are the ones that have a little hole in the bottom of that. Well, now we can take it off. Oh, that's what we got, people. That's what we got. Honestly, the only problem with this unit, disk drive. I'm pretty sure we can just lift that sucker right out. Now, disk drives are something that frequently go really easily, and the big reason why that is, is because there's actually moving parts that wear down. Parts create friction. Frictions wear down the tool life. And you wear down the tool life far enough, and it's done. Like, there's bearings. Bearings physically move, kind of like cars. Cars, everything moves on cars, and they wear down because of that. And that's why it happens. I remember opening one of these before, but I don't remember seeing this kind of heat sink. Oh yeah, my buddy that I was telling you about that got the early adopter of the system. He ended up, his first system went down, and they wouldn't get him another one. His second system went down, and they wouldn't repair it, that one either. And then his third system goes down, and by the time the third system happened, it was already also just out of warranty. So he got screwed by Microsoft there. I have a feeling this part's going to take quite a bit. Anyways, that guy's now on to PlayStation 4. I can't really blame him. The only reason that everyone went with Xbox 360 was because of Halo. Halo is, of course, supposed to be released on the Macintosh, the Apple. And if you've ever seen an Apple Macintosh, at least the old fruity looking systems, you'd know why. You'd know why it looks just so perfect. Like that's the way it should go. But yep, the only reason my crew went with Microsoft was because of Halo. Halo 3. So there we go, and to be honest with you, I've never figured out how to get into here. Suppose I should look something up on that. But yeah, that's the system. That's what we got. Giant heat sinks. It all comes down to the motherboard. This one looks like it's had better days. But yeah, that's it for me. Never from That's Tech Bits Retro Review, Xbox 360. Like and subscribe if you like this kind of stuff. Again, it always helps me out. Hope you enjoyed this stuff, and once again, have a good one.